Hello, YouTube. We are back with Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This here is episode number 13 of our series, and as we continue our mission to give our lovely citizens at least the bare minimum standard of living that they have come to expect out of our country. So let's load. Lines for vehicles are cool. Use the lines, Luke. Oh, I couldn't agree more. That's one of the best features they put into this game in a while was the lines. So we're going to move our screen little face thing over here where it's less disruptive for this game. And that's going to be... And here we are. Oh, I'm glad you think we took the loss like a champ, Twisted Officer. What he's talking about is that we were just playing Cataclysm, which is our other series, and we lost the whole frickin' series to a power outage caused by some road work outside. And we are a little bit sore about that, but we're not so sore that we can't play our lovely Soviet sim. This is our land. This is our empire. Soon we'll be humming. So, it's been a while since I played this. I want to refamiliarize with myself and your fine selves as well with where we are at. We'll pull up the mini map and make sure the face cam's right. Oh, I'm going to move it over slightly. Let's put it over there. Okay. Okay. Or down. Down. Yeah. Good. Okay. We're building this bridge. We've assigned it to the construction offices. Oh, except we haven't. We need to assign it to the large construction office. We had to do that manually because it's not quite within range to auto do it. But this roadwork's going okay. In town, what's our population looking like? These are our newest buildings over here. No one lives there. So we'll soon need more buildings, but we're not quite at that point yet. Okay, so that's lovely. Our technical university, we have a fair number of professors. We're still working to get our educated workers up, but that'll come soon. Meanwhile, we finished bricks. We've got all of our construction stuff up. How's our farming going? It's operating without issues, but I think, yeah, our crop levels are very low. We're mid-harvest, though, so that's perfect. I think everything's fine. We're going to hit play. We are still in very serious debt, but we'll get out of it. We'll get out of it together. That's how we do. Okay, so this is, for those of you who are joining me in Twitch that haven't seen this game before, it's a very slow-moving sim. So our little dudes are going to have to build all these things by themselves, and it's really just sort of a high-level oversight game as much as anything, at least in the early going. Soon, eventually we'll get enough income that we can be more proactive with our building. But we're also planning out this railroad here, which is going to be a pain in the butt to finish, but we will do it. So that's currently our medium-term projects are that we want to get coal mining up, or steel production up, which will involve coal mines over here, iron mines off in the distance, and a railroad between them. That is our main focus. Meanwhile, we'll continue to expand our population outward here. Now let's start looking at where we're going to do our steel stuff. We can start planning that out now while we're waiting for stuff to progress. So the first thing we need to know is where the coal is. Where's the coal? So there's a little bit here. There's a lot here. And that's kind of in the middle. So let's just think about this right now. We'll start doing the planning immediately, and we can always change it. We're not auto building. That's important. So we're going to put a coal mine there. Okay. Now, we want a bridge over the mountain, I think. So let's look at having our coal, small aggregate storage for our coal on the other side of the mountain here. It looks different, you say, Twisted? As in that this game is like kind of different from other games, or? I don't quite know what you mean by looks different. Oh, yeah, that it has a lot of depth. Yeah, this game is great. I really, really, really like this game. It's one of my favorites. And I'm actually going to adjust the chat slightly. Let's put the chat somewhere that's a little bit more obvious and visible, like over there. That looks good to me. Okay. Okay, so small aggregate storage there. Now we're going to want chutes to go over the mountain, which is going to be great. So pick this. And, okay. I think we can get away with just 2 of these things. Put one there. Yep. That looks just fine. I think. It's going to be a real pain in the butt getting workers to that mine, but that's okay. I'd rather have it in the high efficiency zone. Oh, come on. Just level out the train, guys. One of the frustrating things about this game is that you do need to spend an awful lot of time doing basic terrain leveling in order to make it work, make everything fit together. Okay, so we're going to leave it like that for now. We're not necessarily going to build it right away. We're just doing basic planning here. So we're going to go from there to a coal processing plant, like so. We'll put that here. Bring it down the mountain a little bit. Put it right like this, maybe. Our money's going down. We're going to watch for the need to take out another loan. That'll happen sooner rather than later, as it has been all game, all campaign. Come on, come on, let's do it. Boom. Okay, so that's going to be a coal processing plant. Meanwhile, let's check the vitals. Heating plant, we're not worried about it. September. Coal power plant's very well stocked. Yeah, we're fine. Harvest is coming in nicely. Okay. So, now steel mill. Once we build the steel mill, we'll be producing almost all of our own goods that we need to build our constructions, and that'll make such a massive difference that it's something to very much look forward to. So what we're going to plan to do is bring iron trains in eventually. I think I'm just going to put the steel mill more or less here. We do want it to have the same bus stop as the coal plant. Let's flatten. Flatten the land. Hills are our enemy. They must be destroyed. We could consider buying more bulldozers to do this slightly quicker, but oh well. Check this again. Let's see if it's going to work. Steel mill. Huge buildings will require an awful lot of flattening, that's for sure. Raise over here a little bit. Let's try again. If we can get at least a basic footprint in, we can... oh, here. We can use the tool. We can use the building's footprint to do this a little bit faster. And we're almost out of money. Oh, there we go. Let's take out another loan. We'll go with even 100,000s this time. We're not going into deeper debt right now. We're basically servicing the debt that we have before. Each of these loans is only a 2-year loan, so it'll need to be paid off pretty quick, but we can always take out another one, you know. We're still trying to really get our empire to the point that it's very, very sufficient, self-sufficient. We might have built this a little bit too low compared to the surrounding terrain, especially where that train track comes out. I mean, we can always go in through the front track. Let's see, where are we relative to the everything? What if we twist it around like this? That seems a lot nicer to me. Okay, good. So we're going to have the iron train going that way, for sure. And I believe there's a pedestrian access on this side. Yes, there's 2 of them. So that's fine. So we'll have the little bus stop right in the middle there. Let's just build it now. Let's just keep going with this. We probably want to just start building the steel mill quickly if possible. We have plenty of conveyor belts coming at the other side, so we're not going to worry about this conveyor belt. Needing it for other things and so on. Let's see if we can find a way to get this road to go underneath here. Take that out temporarily. Okay. Let's put that back in. Use the far side, maybe? Oh, we're still slightly too high, aren't we? Oh, no. That's going to work. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, now we wanted to do that so that we can get to this this storage easily, and then we'll also be able to extend this road, hopefully, over the mountains. Might have to go around the mountains, which is fine. Get to the mine. Okay, cool. Our complex is well on the way here. We'll fund that. So what we're worried about is we want it to have good access to the city. So let's immediately start building this road out here. We'll do a bit of a gentle curve. Okay. Good stuff. But now we have to stop for a second because we're going to disable this construction. And I mean, this is everything we need to get a start. We need a road, obviously, to the coal mine. It's going to be a real pain to get there. So how do we do this? We also need roads connecting to these things. Well, we don't want to be paused. Okay. So let's see if we can level out this a little bit. Oh, it's going to take forever. You know what? This looks a lot more possible. Okay, let's go from the other side. Maybe from here. Good stuff. Okay. Now we'll come from over here. Let's lower this a little bit. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, you can probably get straight down this side of the mountain, I think, which would be wonderful if it's possible. Oh, cool. Look at this. We can level this. Very happy with the way this is going. Come on. Excavators, do your work. Such a slow pain in the butt to chisel our way through a rocky mountainside, but Cuba point of view, yeah, totally. It's more like the Ukrainian SSR or something like that than it is like Poland, but or like Poland, like Cuba. But either way, yeah, I mean, it's a planned economy simulator. We're fulfilling all the most basic needs of our economy. Well, I'll look at the population chart and show you a little bit about the way that works once we're done building this little road here. Come on, road. We're almost there. I'm so glad the game let me do this. Just cut straight through like this. Cool. And now, like that. Okay. So, I'll turn off the ugly wireframe here, and let's pick this building here. So this building has 127 workers in it. These are the things you need to satisfy to keep the workers happy and productive and breeding and not dying, basically. We have an average lifespan of 86 here, which is excellent. A few educated workers, but mostly uneducated. We built our university quite recently. So the two main stats that you look for here are the happiness and the health. Our health isn't perfect right now. There might be some pollution issues. We don't have a pollution monitoring station, but there is some industry around, and that can harm the health. We could consider planting trees between to sort of block out the smog. But our people are very happy, which is great. They have good satiation, so they have lots of meat and bread. Government loyalty is something that'll come in later because we have no media established right now. So they only get media from the outside world, and the outside world is, I guess, I don't know if they don't like us or something. I don't know. Maybe they don't. But what they do have is offers and temptations of like free things, and we're not particularly free. We are happy. We're very happy, but our happiness does not come from freedom around here. Some of our people are alcoholics, not very many. A lot of them like culture. Almost all of them like sports, which is really nice. Almost none of them like religion, which makes sense. Most of them are born and raised in our empire, and we have no churches, and we cannot build churches. If you choose a populated map in this game, there will be some cathedrals to start out with, and people will go there, but you can't actually build churches. And the clothing quality is looking okay. I don't know why it's not full. It should be. But these things, alcohol, culture, sports, and religion, are all activities. So our dudes will like try to sleep for like a third of the day, work for a third of the day, and do leisure stuff for a third of the day. And which one they'll pick will depend on their particular stats. Like this guy loves culture and sports and not booze or religion. So when he wants to do something fun, he'll do either culture or sports. And you can see right now he demands culture. He demands food, so he's going shopping. And then once he's done that, he's going to the cinema, and he's getting his culture demand met. And so when they don't get their demands met, their happiness goes down. And meanwhile, when they do get their demands met, their particular fondness for that activity will go up. So if you don't have pubs, your guys will slowly lose their alcoholism, and then they'll slowly stop demanding pubs, right? Same with religion. That's why everyone's at 0% religion. But they're not very loyal right now, and that's a problem. Anyway, that's people. You can quite easily get death spikes. We've had 2 death spikes so far. One was when we accidentally deleted the instructions in our distribution office and then forgot to tell it to start importing food again. So we had a little minor famine. It wasn't our fault, though. It was planned. We didn't mean to starve people to death. And the other die-off we had was a big one in the very first year when we didn't quite get our heating infrastructure working in time. It was working, but we didn't have a steady supply of people taking the bus, and our snowplows got behind, so our roads kind of slowed down, and then we didn't have workers to run the heating facility, and then, yeah, bad things happened. But as you can see, this year, if we go to the whole year, we've had 1,000 births. There's our second death spike. You can see it right in the middle here. where the deaths and escapes go way up, that was the starvation. That was the little bit of a famine we had. But outside of that one little stretch, we've had way more births and deaths, and our population is growing quite steadily. We're now above the level we were at in the summer when we had that little just a minor famine, not a major one, not a significant famine at all. But anyway, so I'm going to suspend construction of all of these things, because we'll do them one at a time slowly. Suspend, 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 suspend. Suspend. Oh, and I don't mean to go right from the ore into the... Although that's okay. Huh. What I would have done if I'd been thinking a little bit... Oh, good night, Twisted Officer. Good to have you. Hopefully we'll have another Cataclysm game soon. I'm sure you'll be into that more than you are into this. What I should have done is built a storage for gravel, or for coal, but I don't think that's strictly necessary. I kind of want to try out the idea of running coal lines straight into a factory, and if it doesn't work, if it fails miserably, we'll have learned a lesson. So we'll continue the construction of the bus stop. We'll suspend all of these conveyors, and we will leave it like this. We'll connect up some roads. Too steep a descent, okay. Yeah. Looking good, roads. Looking real good. Okay. So we might as well also start at the steel mill. Once we build that steel mill, we'll be looking way, way better in terms of controlling our construction costs. Even if we don't have iron to feed it, we can truck over some coal in the short run and just have like a skeleton crew of workers working there and only produce the steel we need for our own domestic use. Our empire is looking grand. So, our train construction is done. That's very nice. So, we're going to set our distribution office to start worrying about our trains. So we want another drop-off spot here. I think we're really close to having too many things, too many everythings. Too many of these distribution points for the one office, so we're going to have to start specializing distribution offices soon. Meanwhile, we want to take brick from here, not unload, but load brick. Yeah, and we'll try to keep 10% in there just for domestic use. We're going to take from the prefabs. Again, 10% in here, only taking prefab panels. Okay, and I think that's everything. I think we have all the other stuff with supplies sourced. All right. Yeah, so we should be delivering stuff soon. It's interesting that there's already electronic components here. I don't know quite why that would be the case. And there's only a few. I don't know. We'll get it stocked soon enough. And meanwhile, I'm going to buy just one tray of these mechanisms because we don't have any signals on our tracks yet. Though maybe if I do this... What if I just put like one signal here? Put it right on that gap there. And yeah, those are considered separate, so we can probably do two mechanisms. So we'll buy a second mechanism. So we have two constructor cars. They will begin building our train tracks there once they get the raw materials they need. And they're getting it already. Look, we already got gravel and steel, boards, electrical components, fuel. So this is going just fine. We're going to up the search to 4,500 meters. So soon we should start seeing the construction on this rail line begin. And that's a big deal. Meanwhile, how's our bus stop doing? Just needs some workers. We're looking good, looking real good. This field's probably still busy. You see it's missing staff. We got plenty of workers coming to the bus stop, it looks like. Yeah, good enough. Classroom's doing fine. The kindergarten's pretty full. We have a second kindergarten over here, which is also pretty full. So that's something to think about. We've probably had a baby boom. Babies are about the same as children, but children are a much larger age range. So yeah, we're having a baby boom. So we're not going to worry too much about kindergarten space, because that should get better. So our farm's still going okay. Our silos are at 400 out of 720 is the max, and I mean that's fine because the harvest is almost finished entirely. Our heating plant's still looking quite solid. We're going to start pumping up the number of workers that go to the heating plant in preparation for winter. We're also going to buy a couple more snow plows at this one. So now we have 2 more snow plows. We're going to be real prepared for winter. It's not going to be like that first year, that's for sure. Especially since we now have all these extra roads to plow that we didn't have before. How's the bridge going? Has a crane, it has workers. It's really bottlenecked on prefab panels, which is unfortunate, but makes sense. I don't think there's really an easy solution to that. This open haul should be doing it, though. Should be working. Source without prefab panels. Okay, so it still has the old source for prefab, so that would explain it. So it'll at least be one more truck that can do the work. Meanwhile, we have everything we need except, I suppose, electrical components, so hopefully that'll start soon. These are all electrified, right? Yes. Where's the component truck? Is it in? No? There's gravel on the way, but there's no components on the way. That's really weird. So do we not have an electrical component source? I mean, we should, right? We have money. This is our distribution office. We have a covered truck. What's it doing right now? It's waiting. Oh, it has food stuck in it. Oh, I hate that so much. If only you could tell it to dump the little shaving of food it has. Oh, God. So frustrating. Okay, so what we should do then is tell it to deliver the food to the warehouse. That isn't checked. I see. Come on, please do your thing. I guess we should stop auto-importing because we've been doing that. Or have we? We're auto-importing on this end, I see. So we did that to alleviate the famine. So pretty soon our storage of food should fall, and then that will put that truck in motion. This is really frustrating. It's one of my least favorite little minor glitches. Oh no, that's wrong. We do not want to store food there. Where is the... Here it is, okay, yeah. It's one of my least favorite little bits of the game is the way that these stupid trucks will sometimes end up with like 0.43 food, and then they won't be able to do anything else. So here it goes. It's delivering the food. Then it'll come back and it'll get electric components from the border. So that's solid. Let's get another loan. Boom. Making progress. We're all about progress in this here town. Our bridge is on the way. Our bus stop just needs people, just needs 7 work days. So you know what? Screw that. We're going to pay the 500 to get that finished. And then that'll start construction on the steel mill, I believe. Should, anyway. The road is connected. Huh. Still not... Oh, no. There. It's auto-assigned. Meanwhile, winter has arrived. So that's scary, scary, scary news. Yeah, we are going through these crops awfully quick this year again. That's okay. Have we started getting electrical components delivered yet? Yes. Here it is. It's going to the border now. Let's follow it. This is our little covered wagon. Getting our little electrical components from the border. Meanwhile, the snowplows are plowing the slow road, of course. All right. 6,000 rubles worth of imports. Now we go to the train station. Ah, we can leave him alone. He's doing good work. Up here, we haven't started getting any supplies yet, but there's a lot of dumpers and mixers en route, so that's good. Meanwhile, at the bridge, we're doing a lot better. We've this was saying 150 plus required panels earlier, so we've delivered about half the panels we need. Things are going to slow way down for the winter, of course. Let's make sure our heating center is doing okay. Oh, it's without power supply, and it has one. Okay, so now we have issues. So there's buses just arriving at the power plant. They do have some workers, so we're okay. Yeah, there's one worker already, but let's just tweak these values, put the power plant up higher, make sure that we have workers coming to the power plant. It's the damn snow plows. They're not plowing the streets fast enough. Holding up the buses. So, the heating plant is without issues, but the heating pressure has fallen in the pipes. So let's take a quick peek and make sure that we're doing okay for heating. Our interior temperatures are indeed very low, 4.2, like 4 degrees in all these places. So that's a real issue. That's like a big, big, big problem. I don't see any workers going immediately to the heating plant, so I'm concerned about this. Let's increase the population of orange buses by making 2 new ones and putting 1 on each line. We shouldn't need more, really, but here we are. So what's what? It's these 2, right? Yeah. I should name those lines a little bit better so we're sure we know what's what. So set line to that one. Start. Okay. We have 2 new buses. Oh, please don't quit, last worker. We're actually in quite a bit of danger here in terms of the possibility of having people freeze. But there's 7 workers in this bus, so there they go. 3 workers for the heating plant. As long as they get there before this one guy quits, we're probably okay. They are indeed here, so hopefully this meter will start going up instead of down. And I don't think we've had anyone freeze to death. We might have had some escapes. Nope, no escapes yet. Our deaths are going way up because our health stat is being brought way down by the cold. But that's okay. It's going to improve now. So let's check the interior temperatures. And yes, indeed, they're back up to the mid-20s. So we're fine on temperature for now. And the pipe pressure will continue to rise, and it is. We have 8 workers now at the plant. That's fine. I'm going to bring this back down slightly because we do want to keep our concrete and asphalt going. That's good. All right. So this prefab is still completely empty. I'm not going to worry about building any new residential areas until this one starts filling up. We need all our workers working on the bridge in the factory, the steel mill. So the steel mill has... oh, no, they haven't acquired any resources yet. That's interesting. Lots of vehicles on the way, but they're probably being held up by the snowy roads. Meanwhile, our snowplows seem to suck. Let's just buy 2 more over here. Get a full complement. 16 plows. Better be enough. our construction buses are definitely prioritizing the bridge. So that's not ideal. I mean, that's okay. It's fine. Here come the first construction vehicles with supplies. That's good. Meanwhile, what's happening here? We have electrical components. We have everything we need. We're lacking workers. Of course we're lacking workers. How could I forget about that? Very important. So let's build sort of a medium-sized bus, something that holds about 30 people or so, and just make a dedicated run to that, to the rail construction depot. What do we have here? Buses. I mean, we only really have either like super big buses or super small buses for the most part, which is kind of annoying, but we'll take one of these. Skid 06. Good enough. Go from there to there. Load not educated workers, everyone else. Unload everyone. Start. Now we got our rail construction going. That's all we need. All right. Cement trucks. Beautiful. And there is asphalt, I think. Yes. And gravel. And we need another loan. Prefab panels. 168 needed. So we finished that phase. That's good news. We're now on the installing prefab panel phase, whereas before it was the building structure phase. Okay. So, same sort of spot with population. We're not growing. This building has shrunk slightly. So, like, this month, the month of December, we have 43 births and 26 deaths. So we are growing. We had a bit of a spike towards the end of November with that cold bit, and we lost some people. But that's okay. It's not too many people, and they would have been old anyway, probably. The old, weak people. How's our railroad doing? Oh, we're finally starting to construct the railroad. Look at that. The tracks are coming out in both directions. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Look at this. Look at this. Yes. Yes. Soon we will be a rail empire. Oh, boy. Oh, I can't wait. Rail, 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 rail. Cement, cement, cement. Here come the trucks of prefab panels bound for the bridge. We might start looking at a third snowplow site very soon. It would probably be best to be over sort of on this end of town, because we have one on the other end of town already. We have a lot of roads. A lot of roads. They all need plowing. They're very greedy that way, roads. It's just demanding all my time and attention. All right, we now have some resources on site. That's very nice to see. Hopefully some excavators will decide to come out pretty quick. That would be good. Meanwhile, our farm has no workers. We're not at all concerned about that. These two buses are both bound for the farm. 39 between them. Okay. Oh, good. The buses are now delivering to the factory. That's what we wanted to see, to the steel mill. So we're going to get workers on site very, very soon. 100 workers are on their way. Oh, they're all held up, though, for the rail. Uh-oh. Okay, this is an emergency. I see what's happening here. Everyone's held up here because, you know what? we're going to, like, solve this the only way we can. We're going to fund this particular span, and then that'll get the traffic going again. We should have realized that was going to be a problem. What happened was the bus was carrying the workers to the rail depot, and because it had no workers, the train that was here building this span of rail stopped constructing, and it stopped constructing when it was right over the road, which held up the bus, which was going to bring the workers to it. So it was a vicious cycle that we had to stop with the little manual auto purchase thing. So that's too bad, but you know, it happens. It happens. This is going well. Should check our temperatures again. Make sure that this is going fine. Yep, heating plant's okay. Good. Power plant's also okay. We seem to be plowing this road quite well at the moment, so that's nice. The bridge, meanwhile, only needs 132 more tons of prefabs, and it has 35 on site already, so it needs 100 tons. The construction bus was definitely held up for a long time at that rail spot, so those construction buses will be getting people towards the bridge soon. All the workers, unfortunately, have abandoned the buses because they took way too long, so that's really, really unfortunate. We just lost a lot of work days that would have gone into that steel mill. Oh well. So once the steel mill's done, we'll start, I think we'll give it its own, well, no, I guess not. We'll import iron from the border and take coal out of our rather full coal storage here. And set it so it won't take coal once we get down to about 30 or 40%, maybe. And hopefully that should work. We're not going to export any steel at first. All the steel we produce at first will be for our own domestic consumption. Which we need, because if we look at our expenses here, and we look at this whole entire year, because we're right at the end of the year, like, for one thing, notice we're actually very, very profitable. We're spending a lot of money on vehicle imports and a lot of money servicing our debt. But, like, look, in terms of export versus import of resources, we're exporting more than double what we're importing, and that's tremendous. But our biggest expense by far is this $160,000 spent on steel. So we'd much rather just import a little bit of iron and build it ourselves. Probably should have built a gravel road, actually, now that I think about it, across here. So there's going to be a lot of buses making that run. We might still do that, you know, just hold up the other construction for a while and finish that. We're going to need a power connection for our rail line soon, and I wasn't really thinking about that when I planned out this rail, so we should see to that right away, actually. Has this started yet? No. Okay, let's see to that right away. Let's cancel all of this and all of this. Oops. Okay. Now we will put in a railroad electrical connection. And our second track will eventually be, I believe, to the right. Yeah. So, okay, we'll put it like here. And we'll line it up so that we have an extra track on the right. Or room for an extra track. That looks perfect. Okay. Now, back to tracks. Electrical. Or electrified. Too steep? Well, maybe that's why we hadn't, oh no. Let's see. Well, let's try doing it this way then. Let's work from this side and see if we can level the first little bit off, like so. Now it should work. Good. Perfect. Okay. So that's very, very nice. We have another thing to build, unfortunately. That's okay. And I like that it's right here near where our main crossroads for power is. It's very, very good. So, what do we need to worry about here? We should check again for temperatures, make sure nothing's amiss. And indeed, nothing is amiss, and our pressure is very high, so that's cool. Power plant has 15 workers right now, so it's looking lovely. Rail office is full of pretty much all the things it wants to be full of, and that's good. The steel mill is indeed building now, or it would be if it had concrete, so it's waiting on concrete delivery. That's fine. That'll come along as it comes along. Our bridge is missing 88 prefabs now. It's actually pretty close to being done that span. Not far off at all. I think at some point we'll put a second road, maybe up from like here up to the steel mill. And once we put that second road in, we can pave the initial road, because we're going to want this to be fast. In fact, let's just do that now. Might as well. So we're going to start it. Well, let's start on this side. Yeah. I'm going to start it at this junction here, this crossroadsy sort of area here. Let's build this one out of gravel. Actually, there's no point. That won't be a high traffic road. Too steep, you say? Oh, dear. Huh. Might have to redo that rail section, which is not ideal because there is a... like, it's already being done. Can we do anything about this? Probably not, right? These two are too close together. Yeah, we'd have to redo this rail section, I guess. Or, better idea. We can lower it like this. Still too steep? Seriously? There we go. So now, go from like here out to there. Good. Now we're just gonna straighten this out. Very simple, just like that. Then, I don't see too much reason to wait. Let's just do asphalt roads. This is going to be a very high traffic road at some point, so trucks will have to go the long way around temporarily, but that's okay. And we can't do the last section because we need to be bringing buses into this rail depot. Okay. Looking good. Oh, this line of orange buses that must have been stuck behind a snowplow is something I do not want to see. But we do have enough workers at our main important buildings still, so we're okay. Our farm has no workers. We're not concerned at all about our farm. It'll... like, we've already emptied 2 out of the 3 silos. Oh, no. We've emptied just over 1. So we've used about a quarter of our crops from this whole year so far. So that's enough, you know. And I see we are paying off like a significant chunk of these loans before we have to take another one out. So our debt level is actually going significantly downward at this point, I think. And that's what we love to see more than anything else. We do have enough resources on the site to be working away, and the excavators are pitching in. That's good to see. We'll need like a ton more concrete before it's done, though. And unfortunately, now that we're doing this road construction, that'll slow everything up. But, I mean, not by much. Realistically, it doesn't take vehicles too much longer to go this way and then this way. So that's fine. We're looking good. How is our coal supply doing? It's not doing great. It's gone down 10% since last time we looked. And it looks like these buses are not getting any workers to the mine. Which, again, might be because the roads are just so slow. It is a concern, though. Especially now that we're going to need more coal throughput because of the reliance from the factory is going to use a lot of coal there, so... I don't know quite the best way to handle that. Maybe more snow plows, maybe? Maybe, I don't know. Something. Looking for asphalt here. We are low on dump trucks, and unfortunately the dump trucks are being spread thin between the need for asphalt there and the need for asphalt and also gravel here. I wish we had more space in this distribution office. We keep threatening to build a second one over here, but I'm not going to do that. I think when we do want a new distribution office, it'll be to build a new distribution center with all the basic necessities we need. A new construction center, if you will. Might build it right here on Bridgehead. But I'd rather have it somewhere maybe up here where our second town will be able to utilize it as well. Not sure. Not sure how best to do that. I do think this is going quite well. Okay. Bus is 43 workers. We are definitely dump truck bottlenecked here. Oh no, concrete. We need concrete more than anything. That's actually a good sign. I like that. I like it when we don't have one bottleneck and we have more than one. It's actually much better that way. Meanwhile, here we need workers, so, you know. Oh, hey, look, we finished the prefab. All we have to do now is lay asphalt. So again, more dump trucks. We have dump trucks in this construction depot? We do. We have like 4 of them, and they're not doing anything. What are you not doing? Fuel? Well, it's true that we haven't built nearly enough gas stations. So I guess we should rectify that by finally building a gas station in this part of the world here. Let's just put one right here on the highway. That works for me. Wireframe to make sure everything's all even, and it isn't, so we're lucky that we did that. Now let's build it without a road, because we want a dirt road. We don't want a fancy road. Okay. So the vehicles being without fuel, I wonder if that no fuel stations in range. I see. So we do need a fuel station closer. Let's just kickstart that now, because I don't like, well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to spend the 5. And then we will disable the auto purchases from now on, and we'll go to this distribution office and add the gas station. Good. Fill it to 60% or so. Seems fine. Cistern will be busy on that. That's the cistern, right? Well, that's a cement truck. It's delivering bitumen to the asphalt plant, but then that'll probably be its next task. Here it is. And yes, it's going to this gas station. That's the new one. So that explains why the dump trucks weren't, you know, snapping into action quite as fast as I would have hoped. So that should help our construction massively now that we have more dump trucks at the ready. Again, our heating plant's doing great. Our power plant less so, though. So that is a bit of a concern. We do have these guys overwhelmingly going to the power plant and not so much any of the rest of the stuff. So I don't know why it's empty. This bus does have 4 workers in it, so we'll get a couple into the power plant and we'll be saved. Only 1. Huh. Well, it'll produce enough power for our domestic use at least. Meanwhile, the pressure hasn't fallen too much since the power was out, so that's good. No workers in that bus. What about these? 3 and 7. Okay, so we're saved. Meanwhile, look at these orange buses bunch up behind the snowplow. Hate seeing that. Okay. Wait. Without electricity... Oh, okay. So the power supply's cut off again, I guess. Maybe 1 isn't enough? What's happened to power? What? I guess maybe 1 person isn't enough. I guess we have more power needs than what 1 worker can satisfy, which I guess makes sense. Only 1 more worker? Are you kidding me? Come on. There's the team. Jeez. Okay, well now we're functional again, at least. And the temperature's no longer too low. Okay, okay. It was a bit of a hiccup. Did we lose anyone? Yeah, we had a bit of a spike of death. A little bit, but not a big one. Yeah, we're okay. Got all the supplies we need here, though not much of anything, just a little bit of everything. And over here, we're still waiting on asphalt in a big way. On the bright side, it has 2 dump trucks that are doing that work now. One of them only picked up half a liter because it must have hit the asphalt factory at a time when no one was working there. I hate it when that happens. But it's doing fine now. So is the power plant. Everything's doing great now. And our steel mill is coming along. It'll be beautiful. It'll be even more beautiful once we're trucking iron in from afar. So, like, in terms of our long-term plans, how are we going to deal with the fact that we didn't put storage in? You know, I hate to do it, but if we're being smart, we really should put a storage in. That's okay. We didn't start work on any of this stuff. We can still take takesies backsies. So yeah, let's take all this stuff back and see if we can do it better. Might have made that decision a while ago, but screw it. It is what it is. In the famous words of Todd Bertuzzi. Only Vancouver will understand that reference. Okay, yeah, this is going to work just fine. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. I didn't know it'd be this easy, or I would have done it earlier. Look at this. Holy crap. And there's room for a second... Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm dumb. We needed both that and a factory, of course. You know what? I'm actually going to just remove all of this here. Sad but true. We need a bit more space. So we're going to build a small storage a little bit farther out here. Like maybe here, give or take. I like this spot. Okay. Good. Now we need a coal processing. We want it to still be in range of the bus stop, and looks like there's plenty of range for that. This is a tricksy angle. So we're going to try to put it there. Might need to adjust that road after, but hope it'll... You know what? No. We'll redo this a second time. I don't know why we're not playing. We don't really care. It's fine. So, small storage again. We want it pointed a little bit more this way this time. See how far we can get it out this way. That seems fine. Just like that. Okay. Now, we want our coal processing to look more like this. Good stuff. Good place. Okay. Where do we need more flat? Yeah, that's good. Okay. So let's see how that works. Now, we need a large aggregate storage. That is unfortunate. Yeah, okay, so we need that even farther out. Let's do it the other way around. Let's plan the storage first, because that's going to be the tricksy the bit that's a little bit harder to squeeze in here. So something like this would be just about perfect. Sure. And then the processing plant. Oh, perfect. Look at this. Look how snug this is. It's like a rug bug, a rug with bugs in it. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to put a pathway just to make this slightly quicker and smoother if we can. Oh yeah, we can level that. So we'll be fine. Pathway. Okay. Now we don't want to start this yet, even though it's right here, or this, or this, or this, or this especially, because I think we might actually want to see if we can get it slightly closer here, like do the closer route. So let's just jackhammer this road for a second, and then put it right back, we promise. Okay, we need to lower this train, I think, slightly. Can we still get a road down there? Yes, we can. Good stuff. Let's do that one, and then road. Needs to be slightly lower, eh? Okay, sure. Okay. A little bit less. Fuzzatron, welcome back. You had to play with a puppy, but I think I need a... Oh, I probably do need a monument to my glory, but I'm more concerned about the glory of my wonderful citizens, you know? Like, when they're not starving to death or slaving away in our factories, they're usually pretty happy, and we like to keep it that way. So maybe we should have, like, a monument to the average working hero or something. Something equally patronizing, you know? Patronizing and also, like, with the vague threat of death. Okay, see if we can make this work. It's the same place we had it before, isn't it? I think it's high up enough. I think we just needed the one with the... Yeah, that's better. Now that there's only one sort of support pillar instead of two. Perfect. Like a labor memorial for the dead ones? Yeah. I mean, the best kind of memorials are for dead people. Usually, like, most memorials tend to be for dead people. And dead people are more important than living people. We see that reflected in the art world, you know? Like, you're not an important artist until you're dead, which is unfortunate for working artists, but, you know, good for rich collectors, I guess, who can extract value out of them, you know? It's good. As long as someone's winning is what I'm saying, you know? The world cannot be win-win, but as long as it's win-lose and not lose-lose, we're doing something right. Zero-sum games are indeed the funnest type of game. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hey, without issues. That's solid. Excavators are working on their own. They don't even need people. I do enjoy this game's 1960s robo excavators and robotic machinery of all sorts that don't require human intervention. And past is so much more advanced than I remember it. Our rail construction, meanwhile, is going real quick, actually. Like, better than I would have assumed. Which is nice. We should probably think about this rail line, because it is very important. So we're going to have, I suppose, a two-way track going from here to the main track. Well, I don't know. I like to... these the rail depots attached to the steel mills have like 3 different separate tracks, and I often like to just use them as separate lines because you don't really need more than one train going to any given steel route, you know? It's like they're pretty high capacity trains are. So let's see about this. Let's see if we can just maybe like so. Okay. We're just demolishing this terrain a lot more than we need to for what we're trying to accomplish, but that's okay. Then something like that. And then something like... What? Did that not work? Why didn't it work? Why? Demand you tell me why. What? Okay. Sweet. Okay. Now. All right. Go. Make that more stuff. Oh, right. I wasn't going to do it that way, was I? Shoot. Okay. Just took that back up straight and... Yeah. That's better. Less annoying things interrupting each other. Now we have one dedicated line to go to and from the border and another dedicated line to go to and from the iron mine. It's going to be a challenge getting newly constructed trains onto the right line, but we can figure it out. Borrow money again. Our debt does seem to be slowly melting away. Oh, okay. That was a sneeze. I will not apologize for sneezing. Well, maybe I will, but I'll do that in private when I feel like, you know, flogging myself for things I can't control. It's one of my oldest and dearest habits. Okay. Where are we at? We're almost at the end of winter. Let's check the temperatures quickly. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. People aren't dying of cold. It's good. Missing gravel here. That's weird. What's happening with our gravel? There's no gravel trucks en route? What's going on? Are we out of gravel somehow? Did that happen? What could have caused that? Where's our gravel? Here it is. We're out of gravel. Whoa. We're using so much gravel that our operations here are not keeping up with it. Let's build a third dump truck for the gravel line. I didn't think I'd need that so soon, but it looks like we do. We're just using so much gravel right now for all these constructions and the road work as well. Here, set the line. This one. Go. Crazy. We've got tons of workers for the gravel plant, the processing plant, but it's a lack of trucks coming from the quarry. Wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So right now there's only one truck on this line? Is that what happened? Did I take one of them off? No, one of them's just getting fuel. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, this guy. Okay, well, it's a temporary problem, the being out of gravel thing. Fortunately, we still have lots of gravel making their way to the concrete and asphalt plants, which is ideal. The way that this powered conveyor works is it'll prioritize sending to all these other places before it stores things in the aggregate. So we're just making too much stuff out of the gravel, and we haven't been able to replace it fast enough here. That's okay. That's a fine problem to have, ultimately. We will, I mentioned this earlier, but we will want to do a second construction zone at some point. And when we do a second construction zone, the way I like to do those is just have gravel production and nothing else, and then bring all the other stuff we need in. So gravel production and asphalt and concrete. And then everything else can be transported from other storage spaces. Gravel's just too big and bulky and heavy to be worth carting around the map when you can make it quite cheaply with any exposed rock anywhere. Okay, speaking of carting things around the map, we've been carting this here episode around the map for a little over an hour, and that means it's a good time to stop. Stop. Pause. Stop. So this is the end of this here YouTube video. This was part number 13 of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We'll be back soon. Bye-bye.